Ron. Hi, Challenge Day family. It's Erica. I just wanted to share my If You Really Knew Me. If you really knew me presently, you'd know that right now, in so many ways in my life, it's the best my life has ever been. I have a amazing family and support system, and I have a great job and great friends, and in a lot of ways, it feels like I've overcome a lot to get to where I'm at right now. If you really knew me, though, you'd know that it hasn't always felt like that. Growing up, I, like a lot of people, experienced a split family home, and I remember it was around the time when having a split family home wasn't like everybody. I was kind of one of the first in my peer groups where there's mom's house and there's dad's house. Um, and that turned out to be a little bit of a challenge. Mom's house was kind of like living in suburbia, and dad's house was kind of like living in the slums. So me and my brothers went back and forth bouncing, and all the while I was going through this really challenging autoimmune disease called alopecia, which you may or may not have been wondering why I don't have any hair on my head, but when I was about 8, it just all fell out. Pretty much just like that. So really suddenly I experienced myself being this young girl trying to figure out how to make it in the world with what seems like such a small aesthetic thing, but really realized how differently people treated me with a wig and without a wig, and people would come up to me thinking that I had cancer or that I was really sick or that I was a boy. So by the time I had gotten to middle school and high school, I found myself really feeling the need to overcompensate for where I felt so inadequate. Like, how is any dude ever going to like me for who I am? So I covered up with wigs, and I started getting into this prison of having to wear wigs and color in my eyebrows, and I would have nervous breakdowns if I even thought about leaving the house without my mask. I don't know if this is how it is for any of the youth that we're talking to, but I found lots of ways to numb out and to not think about it and to not look. I started stealing copious amounts of money from my mom to buy stuff, to try and get people to like me with things. And if I had something to give them, maybe I'd fit in. So we stole all kinds of things and bought all kinds of ridiculous stuff that we didn't need. I would also overeat and just eat until I felt like I could just sit on the couch forever. And I would care too much about my grades, and if the grades were good enough, that meant I was good enough. All kinds of ways to just not feel it. In the end, after stuffing all these emotions and having such a full balloon, it actually was through Challenge Day that I started taking off my mask and coming out of my shell and feeling comfortable and safe enough to shine as who I am. And it's a work in progress, but I can definitely say I'm a lot better than I used to be, and I'm honored to be pursuing helping other young people take the same path. Thank you so much.